Hello all. Today I'm going to discuss concussion versus post-concussion symptoms, as well as why these two conditions must be treated differently. Contrary to the classic image of a sports concussion with two clashing heads, you don't need to be struck in the head to get a concussion. Being in a motor vehicle collision is a good example, where you sometimes get both a whiplash and a concussion, both without hitting your head. Concussion leads to one or both of the following. The first is called metabolic cascade crisis. I won't go into this in detail as it's truly quite complex, but it involves alterations in your neurotransmitters, changes in your blood flow, and very likely some sort of inflammation. Importantly, all concussions are thought to undergo this kind of a crisis. The second feature is possible tissue damage. I say possible because not all concussions are thought to result in tissue damage. Recovery is now broken into two distinct phases. It is very important that these two phases of recovery not be treated in the same way. Doing this will slow and even stall the person's recovery. First, the concussion phase, lasting 1 to 2 months from injury. The goal of this phase is to help relieve symptoms, settle the brain's natural freak-out response, help resolve any inflammation present, improve sleep, and generally restore the brain to a more balanced state. To make this phase successful, it really helps to adopt what I call a symptom action framework. I can't go into this in detail, but it includes methods for keeping symptoms below a certain level. The so-called Goldilocks level of activity tailored to a concussion. PT Tip 2A covers this fully. Other PT tips give you important info that are very useful for this concussion stage, as well as what you can do about each of these problems, both yourself or with the help of professionals. First, PT tips 3 to 6 are about concussion-related sound and light sensitivity. PT tips 7 to 9 are about overcoming your energy limitations and fatigue. PT tips 10 and 11 are about concussion-related sleep dysfunction. Let's now turn to the post-concussion symptoms phase of recovery. This starts about 1 to 2 months after injury. At this stage, the main goal is to enhance neuroplastic recovery. Like with concussion, adopting a symptom action framework is extremely helpful, but it needs to be a very different framework from the one used for concussion, one specifically suited to the more chronic condition called PCS. PT Tip 2B covers this in detail. Other important recommendations for what helps in this phase and what you and/or clinician can do to overcome them are covered in the following tips. PT Tips 14 and 15 are about neuroplastic principles that definitely speed recovery. PT Tips 16 and 17 are about concussion-related vertigo, dizziness, and balance problems. PT Tips 18 and 19 are about concussion-related vision problems and how to tell if you have a visual dysfunction. PT Tips 20 and 21 are about concussion-related and neck-based headaches. And finally, PT Tips 22 to 24 discuss how to get students back to school, adults back to work, as well as how to safely get back to sports, recreation, and play. Well, that's all for today. Next time I'll look at how hard you should push yourself at each of these phases of recovery. Keep on healing. November 12th, 2024, revised January 23rd, 2026.